Top on the news tonight, Nigerian Navy intercepts oil vessels suspected to be engaged in illegal bunkering activities. Advertising stakeholders converge on Calabar, vows to stamp out quackery and sanitize the profession. Plus, Nigerian Army promotes culture and peace at West Africa Social Activity, WASA, in Calabar. Details shortly. Good evening. Welcome to NTA News at 7. I am Erika Ivy. Now the news and details. As part of effort to safeguard the nation's wealth through the maritime environment, Nigerian Navy personnel have arrested a vessel suspected to be conveying 30,000 liters of crude oil during NNS Ekulu shipped on board surveillance patrol. Oba Hyacinth reported that the commander, NNS Victory, Commodore Rotimi Uderemi, made this known to newsmen while parading the suspect in Ibaka axis of the Cross River and Akwa Ibom waterways.
Illegal activities such as bunkering and oil thefts are among the many saboteurs stiffening the country's economy. However, the Nigerian Navy says it is determined and committed to rid the nation's maritime environment of such trend. This is evidence in this feat recorded by the Nigerian Navy, as Commodore Rotimi Uderemi says NNS Ekulu's swift response led to the arrest of the suspect, confiscated their equipment and seized the stolen products.
Following credible intelligence and in collaboration with Falcon Eye Eastern Naval Command Center, a suspicious vessel was noted within our waters. Consequently, Nigerian Navy ship Ekulu, while on patrol, was vectored to interrogate and interdict the suspected vessels. On noticing Nigerian Navy ship Ekulu, the vessel proceeded towards the international waters between Nigeria and Cameroon. Consequently, Nigerian Navy ship Ekulu ensured hot pursuit. Thank God, because of the collaboration we have with other navies, the Cameroonian Navy came to support our operation. The vessel was thereafter arrested and brought here.
The leader of the suspect narrated his ordeal.
I was using this my boat to carry Kubrick, but the business was not favoring me. So I went to inside sea after buying that platform. That was where I carried this black oil to go back to Nakbo fire camp. From the Navy arrest me to this end.
Waiting there inside the boat.
It's crude oil.
The commandant is therefore cautioning perpetrators of criminal acts such as these, especially around and along the waterways, to stay clear or be ready to face the wrath of the law. In Calabar, Oba Hyacinth, NTA News.
The need to collaborate and sanitize the system are the major issues taking the center stage of discussion as advertising practitioners from Cross River and Akwa Ibom states converge on Calabar for a stakeholders' engagement. Paul Abel completes the report.
In this part of the country, advertising is not that popular, and this engagement by professionals seeks to address this loophole. Among other matters brought to the front burner at the discourse include sanitizing the media space from quackery, synergy among professionals, overlapping responsibility, and developing the advertising subsector in Cross River State.
Advertising is critical, very, very critical to economic development. So what do? If we don't speak to them, we can't just sit down in the comfort of our office and promulgate policy. This policy must resonate with the people, with the economy, with the practitioners. So that's the primary purpose of the engagement.
It has seriously impacted in our operations, and then to also give us a headway, especially to sanitize the system. Because if I'm talking about the nation as a whole, we have some quacks that are operating. By quacks, I mean the non-professionals who are, occupying the space, and we want to really sanitize the system to see that professionals will be able to take over. Down here in Cross River State, we don't really have enough sensitization. That's why you have very few practitioners. But if it's in Lagos, where you have thousands of them, so we think it's a very wonderful opportunity that they brought the meeting down here, and we're going to hit the ground. We're going to get into our campuses and encourage our students in the related departments.
Those ones that have committed first-hand offenders, we have them like that. He has told us on what to go and how to go about it. But we have to sanitize the media space, and then we are going to do everything to ensure that the media space, not just in Akwa Ibom or in Calabar, but in Nigeria is only sanitized.
Synergy and collaboration at that level, coupled with the advice and admonition from His Excellency Senator Prince Bassirou II, will always do the needful, and the future, I can tell you, is very bright and robust in the area of advertisement and communication.
With the observations and recommendations made, a corresponding response is expected from stakeholders to move the advertising subsector forward. In Calabar, Paul Abel, Nta News.
Laying a solid foundation through an enhanced educational learning and development strategies has been described as key towards building a secured and responsible future generations. These were brought to the fore by a university don, Professor Ojua Takim Asu, at the matriculation ceremony of the Northward School of Management and Health Technology, Ugoja. Odialeo complete the story.
The Northward School of Management and Health Technology Nigeria, in collaboration with the African Institute for Justice and Peace, has matriculated pioneer students of the school and inducted some fellows into the institute. Chairman of the events, Professor Ojua Takim Asu, charged the matriculated students to be focused on their studies to achieve their dreams of becoming future leaders. The oath of study by the matriculating students was administered by the rector of the school, Reverend Chris Ebeku.
Nta School of Management and Health Technology, Nigeria. That in my professional conduct, I will not engage in any act that is capable of bringing my profession or the name of the school to distinction from the school. So help me God.
Oaths given and taken by the matriculating students, I, the rector of this institution, today formally declare you admitted into the Northward School of Management and Health Technology.
The induction and investiture ceremony by the African Institute for Justice and Peace for full members and some fellowship was also conducted by Professor Ojua Takim Asu, Director, Center for General Studies, University of Calabar, assisted by the South-South and Southeast Regional Director of the Institute, Pastor Pius Ode. The newly inductees were charged with the mandate of promoting and maintaining peace in the society.
There are so many aspects of silent violence unleashed on children, unleashed on spouses, both male and female, unleashed on neighbors. So I want to appeal that it's our responsibility as inductees onto this task of peace building.
Good character and great impact in their various and different capacities and field of professional engagement into the African Institute for Justice of the Peace in collaboration with Northward School of Management and Health Technology, Nigeria.
The Northward School of Management and Health Technology, Nigeria, located at Ugoja, is poised to provide serene learning environment as a breeding ground for future leaders. In Ugoja local government area of Cross River State, Ode Alenyo, NTA News.
Moving on, the Commander Training and Doctrine Command, TRADOC, Nigerian Army, Major General Calvin Alibi, has lauded the Nigerian Army for maintaining its annual social event, the West Africa Social Activity, WASA, aim at bringing together officers and their families to strengthen the existing bond among the various ethnic groups in the military. Major General Adlibe, who was represented by the Commander 13th Brigade, Brigadier General Matruo Ibrahim, stated this during the Amphibious Training School End of Year 2023 West African Social Activity, WASA, held at Ebrutu Barracks, Calabar. Achibombasi report.
WASA, an annual event in the Nigerian Army, brings officers and soldiers and their families together to celebrate the end of the calendar year and to usher in the new year. The day, apart from providing men of the Nigerian Army the opportunity to mingle, revisit their tradition and culture, it is also a day to demonstrate strength in diversity, determination, dexterity, strategy, and tactics.
The array of cultural display exhibited today has sufficiently demonstrated our rich cultural heritage. We are proud of our culture, and this event has given us yet another opportunity to appreciate our cultural diversity, which is the bedrock of our country's unity. Today, our troops are involved in several frontline tasks. Collectively, I would like us to use this occasion to celebrate them and most especially appreciate their sacrifices to our dear country.
Commandant, Amphibious Training School, Brigadier General Rashid Omolori says he is happy to see officers and men and their families unwinding.
This activity is celebrated yearly but redefined and rebranded and hinged on promotion of family values, esprit de corps, unit cohesion, peace and progress, as well as friendship and good neighborliness, especially with the civil populace. These virtues are exemplified by the array of dignitaries and personalities present here today. I therefore most heartily welcome you all, and in particular, our special guest of honor.
Award of excellence were given to those who distinguished themselves in their line of duty. To grace the day were service chiefs and the General Manager, Nigerian Television Authority, Calabar, Mr. Adekunle Ajibola. In Calabar, Achibombasi, NTA News.
Over the weekend, the Cross River State government has warned residents of the state that it will not condone any form of complacency during the statewide monthly environmental sanitation exercises, as all hands must be on deck to keep the state clean and green. The Commissioner for Environment, Moses Osogi, gave the warning during the February edition of the exercise in Calabar. Correspondent Achibombasi, who monitored the exercise, brings us details.
Briefing members of the task force team on best practices before the commencement of the exercise, the Commissioner, Moses Osogi, says the monthly statewide environmental sanitation has come to stay in Cross River State. Arresting residents who default during the exercise, the Commissioner frowns at the nonchalant attitude of some residents who do not appreciate the efforts of the state government to maintain a clean, green and serene Cross across Rivers State.
Everybody who is moving on the street freely, that was supposed to be, sweeping or taking care of the environment in a manner that will show that you are really appreciating what government is doing, we arrest them. All of them that are moving, even those who are playing football, will get them arrested.
Assessing how the exercise has fared so far, the commissioner says it is still work in progress, expressing satisfaction on the level of acceptance and compliance.
We're still graduating from an appreciated compliance to a more appreciated one. And the percentage, like I said the last time, is growing every day. You can see the level of compliance today, and the acceptability of the exercise is far better of that than what we had last time. So it's perfect, it's good. Even as we are moving, there are some constraints we interface with in the process, in the course of this exercise. Is equally teaching us that what you have done today, this is how you're going to do it tomorrow. And so we are learning from there. Do you understand? So there are a lot of things that we're going to impute in this exercise to make sure that, like, as we're coming, we saw some persons that are moving freely in the street. We're only concentrating on vehicles. The next exercise, it has instilled in me that those persons needed to be arrested.
Members of a task force team also inspected some major markets in the metropolis, pledging the state government's resolve to make it conducive for the traders. In Calabar, Achibombasi, NTA News.
That is how far we can go for our news highlights. Thanks for watching. Good night.